These things don't happen in a banking hall. These things don't happen in an office setting. These things only happen in church. Here I'll be sharing something very spectacular, something very, very, very timely, something very, very, very pivotal. Luke chapter 5, specifically verse 17, the Bible said Jesus was in a particular place and there were many persons that were there. The Bible talked about the Pharisees. People were gathered in that particular place where Jesus was. So you can call that a church service. Today I'll be sharing what I call, or what I title, the Jesus atmosphere. Meaning that every time we gather in a place, be it a building, be it anywhere, and Jesus' presence is there, that's what makes it church. A church is a place where you encounter the atmosphere of Jesus. Wherever you find Jesus, anywhere, it could be the gathering of 2 persons, it could be the gathering of 3 people, it could be the gathering of 10 people, 1,000 persons, 10,000 people. Once Jesus is in that meeting, miracles is expected to happen. Jesus is the same yesterday, Jesus is the same today, Jesus is the same forever. Hello people, it's a privilege, it's an honor. I'm so glad to be here again, still on Church Matters, and today is going to be an awesome time. I believe that this year is going to be wonderful. This year is going to be full of a lot of wonderful things, a lot of wonderful things that God will be doing in your life, in my life, in our nation Nigeria, and all around the world. All right, today still on Church Matters, still on sharing the things that church has really done for me. Today I'll be sharing something very spectacular, something very, very, very timely, something very, very, very pivotal. And I want everyone to take note of everything I'll be sharing today, because it's very, very important that we take note of this thing. Today I'll be sharing what I call, or what I title, the Jesus atmosphere. The Jesus atmosphere. You know, the Bible is speaking in Luke chapter 5, specifically verse 17. The Bible said Jesus was in a particular place and there were many persons that were there. The Bible talked about the Pharisees. People were gathered in that particular place where Jesus was. So you can call that a church service. And the Bible specifically mentions, still in verse 17, the Bible said the power of the Lord was present to heal them. The power of the Lord was present to heal them. So that tells me that every time we gather in a place, be it a building, be it anywhere, and Jesus' presence is there, that's what makes it church. You know, I've shared in one of the videos I did, and I mentioned categorically that it is the presence of Jesus that makes our gathering full of encounters, experiences, life-changing, transforming meetings, encounters. It is the presence of Jesus that makes our going to church worth the time, worth the sacrifice. So you see that church is not just a place where people gather to just clap hands, you know, listening to songs, you know, listening to a man preaching, speaking, you know, and all of that. Church is a place where you encounter the atmosphere of Jesus. Yes, you know, many times people want to say it's not about church, it's not about going to church, it's not. There are many things that can never happen except it is in a church meeting. There are certain things that God will never do in your life except it is in the confines of a church meeting. You know, Apostle Joshua Selman will many times say, these things don't happen in a banking hall. These things don't happen in an office setting. These things only happen in church. In church, you would see lives transformed. In church, you would see the sick healed. In church, you would see the blind see. In church, you would see the oppressed set free. Do not forget the Bible speaking in Hebrews. It said, forsake not the assembly of the brethren. So many times people want to say it's not about church. It's not about going to church. Hello. I understand what they are trying to say, and they are trying to make you understand that it's not just by going to church and then being under the umbrella of a particular church setting. It's not about belonging to a denomination. It's about having an understanding and going to church with an expectation, going to church with a heart to receive and work on the things that you receive. I understand what they are trying to say, but let's not in a bit to try to make people tell them it's not about joy and all of that, and we discourage people from going to the presence of Jesus. In church, you will definitely find the Jesus atmosphere. Wherever the presence of Jesus is, there is liberty. Wherever you find Jesus, anywhere, it could be the gathering of 2 persons, it could be the gathering of 3 people, it could be the gathering of 10 people, 1,000 persons, 10,000 people. Once Jesus is in that meeting, miracles is expected to happen, signs and wonders. You know this song that says, everywhere he went, he was doing good. Almighty healer, he healed the lepers. And so when the cripples saw him, they started walking. Even today, Jesus is still doing good. So don't stay at home in 2025. You know, many times you say, it's good to stream online. Let me just stay online. I can watch online. There are certain things that will not happen until you come within the confines of believers, within the confines of an atmosphere, the Jesus atmosphere, the presence of Jesus, the place where all things are possible. I know you are going through a lot. I know you've been through a lot. 2024 was quite a rough year for you. 2024 was quite a very, very, very stressful year for you. You had losses. You had a lot of things that happened. You are sick in your body. You are confused. I want to encourage you. Come to church. Come to church. Come to the atmosphere of Jesus. I can assure you that anywhere, any place, any church, it doesn't matter the denomination, so far as they are gathered in the understanding that Jesus is the one they are seeking, in the understanding that Jesus is the one they are looking for, and then a place where there is oneness, there is love, there is unity, a place where the set man, the man that is the shepherd of the house, has a working relationship with Jesus. I can assure you that your life can never remain the same. It doesn't matter the denomination, it doesn't matter the location, it doesn't matter where it is. It could just be in a room, it might not be in a big building, it could be in the house. So far as it's the gathering of believers in the name of the Lord. Don't forget, the Bible said that while Jesus was there with them, the power of God was present to heal. Jesus is ready to do a lot of mighty things in the lives of men in this new year. But can you take out time and make up your mind to take church seriously? Let church services, church meetings become your priority. No, I'm not saying that you should begin to go to church so that it will just be for a routine, just like it was for you in 2024. No, don't make it a routine. No, don't make it just one of those things you have to do. No, don't make it so let it be that if I don't show up and I'm not in my department representing, standing in my department serving, the pastor will call me, or maybe the departmental head will call me and ask me why and all of that. Let it not be because of any man. We go to church because we want to seek God. Do not forget, the Jesus atmosphere is the atmosphere that transforms lives. I have seen, I have read, I have listened, I have watched God do mighty things in meetings. I have seen what the Jesus atmosphere can do in the life of men. I have seen in my life, and I believe that your life will also be that will experience these things that I'm talking about. Jesus is the same yesterday. Jesus is the same today. Jesus is the same forever. If his power was present to heal when Jesus was gathered with those people in Luke chapter 5 and verse 17, then his presence is also available and ready to heal even now. So it means that as you're watching this video and you're trusting God for something beyond the normal, you're trusting God for an encounter, you're trusting God for healing, you're trusting God for something beyond the normal, something beyond the natural, I can assure you that Jesus is going to meet you at the point of your need. Jesus is the same yesterday. Jesus is the same today. Jesus is the same forever. Whenever we gather in church, we are sure to encounter the Jesus atmosphere. And when we come under that atmosphere, that cloud, something happens to our lives. That is why we go to church and we do not come back the same way. That is why the message of the pastor is powerful. It is not because he knows how to preach. It is because there is something beyond himself that comes on what he says and makes every word carry life. Make it a point of duty. Make it a decision to make church one of the places that you will spend your time in 2025. And I'm very sure that you will never regret it. I'm very sure that your life will never remain the same. Thank you so very much. It's been wonderful on Church Matters. You know, when I say Church Matters, it's not Church Matters issues. It is Church Matters. It means church actually matters. Church is important. That's what I'm trying to say. So until I see you in my next video, thank you so very much, and stay blessed. God bless you. Bye.